Support for Radio Friends comes from La Brunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact La Brunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Good morning. Welcome to Radio Friends on this Monday, May 30th. It's Memorial Day. I hope you have a very pleasant and a safe Memorial Day. We've got Walter Bargen is with us, our first poet laureate for the state of Missouri. And this being Memorial Day, you were doing kind of a, it's the official kickoff of the summer season, too. But you were doing a poem that deals with vacation. Right?
Well, an experience, a very brief vacation. It was the first time that I left Boone County in almost 2 years.
Because of the pandemic?
Because of the pandemic, correct.
And when did this occur?
It occurred at the beginning of April.
Okay. And it's Wolf Lake, Snake Road, and Grand Tower. Where is this?
It's located, Snake Road is in the Shawnee National Forest in southern Illinois. Wolf Creek and Grand Tower is in the middle of the Mississippi River, and Wolf Creek is in between both of those, Snake Road and Grand Tower.
Why is it called Snake Road?
It's called Snake Road because of a very interesting migration that occurs twice a year. There are bluffs along the eastern side of the road, and these bluffs are inhabited by thousands of reptiles where they go to hibernate. Well, it includes snakes.
Okay.
But, there are many other reptiles, too. It's amazing to listen to the chorus of frogs. It's deafening at times. But so in the spring, they come down from having wintered in the bluffs. They cross the road, and they go into the swampy area.
Okay, and that's why it's called Snake Road.
That's why it's called Snake Road. But just to give you an even stronger picture of this, we spent 2 hours one day walking the road, and in that time, and I am not exaggerating, we saw over 2 dozen cottonmouths. Okay,
Walter. Well, that's a road that I probably don't want to walk on. I am not a snake fan.
They're amazingly docile.
Oh,
even though I had to get really close because I have just a little iPhone camera to get the picture of it.
You took a picture very close. That's way too close for me. You wrote a poem for this, right?
Yes, I did write a poem for this.
So why don't you go ahead and do the poem right now?
The poem was inspired by I was staying in this small cabin with four other, including myself, elderly gentlemen, and they insisted that I write a poem to be included in the little diary that belonged to the cabin.
Okay.
So it would be shared by other people who visited it. Because I didn't intend on this or sharing these pictures till I started thinking about it. This is called Life with Egrets.
Okay.
Wolf Lake, Snake Road, Grand Tower. A pair of killdeer arc low, white streaks over rain-drenched fields. They land between muddy, unplanted furrows. 8 egrets along a lakeshore beside the highway, unperturbed by the manic traffic going everywhere in particular, and ending nowhere. 3 egrets mark the trail before I walk it, rising and landing, before I ever arrive. Grand Tower, 100,000 tons of limestone floats on fog thick enough to walk on the Mississippi River. Surely Mark Twain would say more about walking on water, knowing how we struggle with the difference between the almost right word and the right word, the difference between a firefly and a bolt of lightning. Wings of mist hover over the current. I step back from the slippery bank, back against the fenced-in, flat black number 2 locomotive built in 1921, all its instruments and control levers intimately exposed in the cab. A century later, going nowhere fast, but too fast for us. Along an elevated plank walkway over a seeping swamp, engraved on a plaque, all things are connected. Man did not weave the web of life. His is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. All that we have done, all that we have undone, and undone further and farther than anyone thought possible. Our blood cells live only 30 days as egrets wing over swamp to creek to river northward. Now that quote comes from Chief Seattle, who lived in the 19th century along Puget Sound, where Seattle now is. And, I'm sure that this has been modified in some ways because he was a very eloquent man. And, but I feel like this sounds a little too current to have been his exact words.
Yeah. Really interesting, and you do have a way with words, Walter. I appreciate you sharing with us today. The thing that Walter is fascinating to me, his, what do I want to say? How are you attracted to snakes? Snakes seem to come wherever you are.
It could be that I'm just more sensitive and observant to in picking up on their location, But when they're laying in the middle of the road, I don't want them to get run over. Right. So I just, I like the other day I grabbed that 5-foot black snake by the tail and dropped it on the shoulder of the road.
So you can pick up a black snake by its tail. If it's 5 feet, and it's not going to be able to bite you.
No, you hold it out like that, and it doesn't have enough strength to come back up.
What about a copperhead?
No, you would never do that with a copperhead. No.
The copperhead can reach up and strike you.
I don't know, but that's too dangerous. You have to be able to tell your snakes apart.
Okay, you were telling me, and we're almost out of time here, but you were saying a cottonmouth, which is deadly poison, right?
It's venomous.
When it matures, it turns totally black. Well, then how can you tell the difference between a harmless black snake and a mature cottonmouth?
Well, there are probably a couple of characteristics. One is the head of a cottonmouth is going to be more triangular. If you get close enough to look at its eyes, you'll see that it has cat-like irises.
Okay, I have no intention of getting close enough to look at its eyes. Thank you.
No. If you ever have any doubts, you don't do anything. You just
no. I just stay away from them. I stay away from them the best that I can. I had a snake get in the basement once, and that was enough for me. And as far as I know, it could still be in there. We're out of time for today. Something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.